you need the toilet, so I'll make this as quick as possible. There comes a time in every man's life where he meets his soulmate. Jordan luckily met me 20 years ago. For those of you who don't know me yet, I'm Ryan. I've been given this wonderful opportunity to be Jordan's best man, and I've been looking forward to this for a long time. Now, I think it's only fair to start with how amazing most of you look today. Agatha, you look absolutely stunning.
Cheers.
Chinese, you've brushed up well, mate. I'm wearing whatever one of these is. And Jordan, you look like an overdeveloped 15-year-old that is 9-year-old. On behalf of the bride and groom, thank you everybody for coming today. It's amazing to see you all here, and we've had an amazing day because you're here. Jamie and Alexandra, you've raised an absolute angel. She has the patience of a saint to put up with Jordan. Caroline, Jordan was your "it'll be alright, baby." But you did the best that you could. And although Jordan couldn't always be a saint and wasn't always setting the best example for his friends, whether it was trying to set the house on fire, throwing house parties while you were in Florida, or torturing those poor cats, at least he was always blaming it on me. You've been like a second family to me, and I love you all so much. And to the bridesmaids, you all look stunning. Thank you very much. You've done a fantastic job today. And to the groomsmen and ushers, you all looked exactly the same. You're a historically unappreciated role at a wedding. No one ever really knows what you do. But like a bidet in a hotel room, you add that touch of class. So, I've got a bit of a disclaimer here. I've spent an unusually large amount of time with Jordan over the past 10 years, and I have no filter left, so whatever comes out, right? You're just going to have to deal with it. So, I met Jordan when we were both tiny 6-year-old boys. Jordan still looked like a 6-year-old boy in 2012 before his grade spurt. We did meet in 1996. I've known him for nearly 20 years now, and over the last 20 years, he's grown into a very handsome 12 to 15-year-old. People must be very proud to finally have a younger brother. Now, when I first met Jordan, I absolutely hated him for 2 reasons. He stole my best friend, and he spoke like a Scouser. And he basically just used to run around dribbling with his shoes on the wrong feet and untied, bow-legged. He wrote half of his letters and numbers backwards on the page. And he just swore all the time. I just didn't understand this thing running around the playground. But anyway, I had a plan to infiltrate this new friendship and basically take my friend back and make Jordan run away from school. My plan was quite unrealistic. It essentially relied on me being able to use the Force. Darth Vader actually being my dad. Needless to say, it didn't quite work out like that. But within a week of being around Jordan, I was running around dribbling with my shoes on the wrong feet, writing my letters and numbers backwards, and screaming swear words at the top of our lungs. We continued this behaviour for a few years until we were split up, and I went to school with a load of reprobates and inbreds. And Jordan went to Montague School for Special Needs. But to be fair to Caroline, she did a really good job of shoehorning him back into mainstream school, so she didn't hit the gravel hill rush hour traffic. So we started off exactly where we left off when we were reunited at Clough Hills. This time Jordan sounded like an American girl. We both looked like girls, and there was ever so slightly less dribbling. We quickly found our place at school, and we found balance in misbehaving and doing the absolute bare minimum, just avoiding detentions. Jordan would draw pictures of samurais and penises, and copy the bare minimum of whatever I'd copied from the smart girl that sat next to me. We put all of our effort into being the best two-man band to never play a gig, and we were absolutely sure that we were going to headline Download Festival one day. We wondered why we did so badly in our GCSEs. Luckily for Jordan, though, they had a colouring in class at Clough Hills. It turned out to be such a natural at staying in the lines that before long he was at Big Boy College with Agatha. That's when Jordan met Agatha, and I have never heard anybody talk about a girl as much as Jordan talked about Agatha. It was just Agatha, Aggie. But to be fair, for the past 12 months prior to that, Jordan hadn't left the house because he was lost in the world. of Warcraft. And when he finally did decide to introduce Agatha to myself and Chinese Alan months later, he then got so drunk that he dragged me on a mission around Wimborne at about 12 o'clock after all the shops had shut to find cigarettes, and left poor Agatha all on her own for an hour with Chinese. I love you, Chinese Alan, but being stuck on your own with you the first time you've met you is one of the worst things that can happen to anyone on a normal Friday night. Let alone when you're already out with two of the biggest retards in the BH21 area. But all credit to Agatha, somehow she recovered from the trauma and decided Jordan was worth it. Now, for those of you that don't know Jordan too well, I'll fill you in on a few things. Now, one of the greatest things about Jordan is his ability to be completely oblivious to everything around him. Time doesn't exist in the world of Jordan. He has no spatial awareness at all, and until recently he had this amazing ability to convince himself that he didn't do the hundreds of things that he does that get him in trouble, and blames on me. Sometimes I get really frightened that my whole life is just a figment of Jordan's imagination. Or that he is a figment of mine. I'll give you a few examples of things that Jordan has never done. Jordan has never been a cigarette smoker. Jordan has never set fire to a bag that a takeaway came in and burned a massive hole in the carpet. He's never got blackout trashed, thrown up in a wicker basket, 3 sinks, 2 toilets, smashed a glass of red wine out of somebody's hand, all in one night. He's never had a full conversation with Caroline over the phone while being violently ill from drinking an entire 6 WKD blue slushy. He's never written off one of my cars. Never blamed me for anything. He's never bought my younger brother cigarettes, and he's never played Polly Pocket 911 with my Aunt Time's sister. And it's a shame that he denies everything, because the things he does for people are so considerate. He still gets Caroline to buy his clothes, so we never have to go shopping with him. He walks around naked all the time, just so we get a look at the perfect human form. He can't handle his booze, just to make us feel like real heavyweights when we go out with him. He draws a cock and balls on anything he can, just so we don't forget what his looks like. He has a room full of deadly weapons, so you always feel safe. He never drives you long distances, so you know you're going to get there quicker driving yourself. He deafens you every time you have band practice, so you don't know how bad you sound. And he inserts a lit sparkler into his butt cheeks every bonfire night, just to make sure we're all having a good time. These are perfect reasons for anyone to want to get married to Jordan. He's most known recently for his care of money. He's so careful to make sure he never has any money, which is odd because he's so good at it you don't realise you've just bought him something. He's the only person on the planet that can go to Download Festival with £15, spend 50 and still leave with change. He's always very grateful and he never asks anything. Unless he gets you to buy him a bottle of Jägermeister, only buys enough Red Bull for himself, and then proceeds to drink the entire thing so fast that he wakes up in the morning with Bell's palsy. Looking like Sylvester Stallone. But now he's finished university. You smashed it, mate. Well done. It's taken you 3 years, but now you're more employable than all the kids we grew up with. Not bad for a graduate of Montacute School. Soon you're going to have to start working again after your 5-year gap. And instead of me trying to get Jordan to save money for a night out and not spend the whole thing on Burger King, you'll be getting him to save it for rent, bills and probably nappies. I'm sure before long there'll be another Jordan-shaped object to pay for, running around naked, dribbling with his shoes on the wrong feet and swearing at the top of his voice. Jordan, you can be the most anxiety-ridden old woman I've ever met in my life, but somehow Agatha makes you seem like a normal human being. But you need to start giving yourself more credit. The best hetero-life partner a guy could ask for. A fantastic drummer. But all joking aside, it's been an honour being your best man today. You're a very special person to me and my oldest friend. It never ceases to amaze me with your kindness. You've listened to me through many breakdowns. You give without any thought of reward. And you tell me exactly what I want to hear. And you have impeccable form of looking after me when I'm too drunk to look after myself. You're my best mate. I've been fortunate enough to have you as a drummer for the past 10 years, and it's been an absolute pleasure growing up with you. I'm so proud of you, and I know your old man is watching Dad today with the biggest grin on his face. So, it's been an absolute pleasure spending my teens and early 20s kicking about with the pair of you, and I love you both very much. I've basically been the third wheel in your relationship for the last 7 years. But you've never made me feel like one. You could have easily been the type of couple that disappeared and sacked me off, but you understood that I'm completely useless on my own. And now I would like to play something. Sorry, I should have got this up for you.
I knew the way you leaned it up against the head would pinch you.
It's alright, Mr. Hindsight. When Jordan met Agatha, he was still pretty small. When Jordan met Agatha, he was at college in Poole. And when we first saw a picture of her, we were in shock. This tiny Latin girl was actually hot. When I first met Agatha, Jordan was wasted. I really mean it, he was absolutely pasted. But somehow she put up with him, and now you two rock. Despite Jordan still running around, showing everyone his cock. We're here and celebrating a beautiful, happy couple. And I'm hoping the speech I just gave doesn't get me in trouble. A toast to my best friend and his beautiful wife, Agatha. Good luck. You're stuck with him for life. Jordan and Agatha sitting in a tree, examples for us all to be. Agatha's the carer for Jordan's special needs. We're all at their wedding and we fed us for free. We're all here and celebrating that beautiful, happy couple. I'm hoping this speech I just gave doesn't get me in trouble. A toast to my best friend and his beautiful wife, Agatha. Good luck. Cheers. You're stuck with him for life. For those of you that had their doubts and thought we were gay, there's still time, I'm hoping he'll sway. He's the best hetero life partner, I mean that from the heart. We put the J into Jester and the R in retards. We're all here and celebrating a beautiful, happy couple. And I'm hoping this speech I just gave doesn't get me in trouble. A toast to my best friend and his beautiful wife, Agatha. Good luck. You're stuck with him for life.